C1 into, correct? Now I have A cross B, magnitude of this is T cross A, and all the four choices, always this lies between two successive integers. It is nothing but tan of the angle made by the line with exact positive direction. U, what is U? In this case, you need area made by the circle to pi by 4 minus 2 divided by y. So we shall take up 21st problem. The order of the differential equation y equal to c1 e power c2 plus x plus c3 e power c4 plus x is. So usually you count the constant c1, c2, c3, c4. 4 constants are there, therefore order is 4, you may write. But actually the number of independent arbitrary constants, not like this. See, I write equation in this form. Y equal to c1 into e power c2 into e to the power of x using law of indices plus c3 into e power c4 into e to the power of x. Correct? Now you can write this as c1 e power c2 plus c3 e power c4 whole thing into e to the power of x. Now this whole thing can be taken as one constant into e to the power of x. Therefore, number of arbitrary constant is only 1. So only one arbitrary constant. Therefore, order of the differential equation is the number of independent arbitrary constant in the equation. So it is 1. So order is 1. A is the answer. Now, given magnitude of A is 16, magnitude of B is 4, and square root of, then root of magnitude of A cross B squared plus A dot B squared equals, what is this value? See, I have A cross B, magnitude of A cross B is magnitude of A into magnitude of B into sine of angle between A and B. You know the definition of cross product. So n capula, because I have taken only magnitude. So if you square it, it becomes a squared into b squared into sine squared theta. Similarly, A dot B, by the definition of a dot product or a scalar product, it is magnitude of A into magnitude of B into cosine of the angle between A and B. So if you square again this one, it becomes A squared into B squared into cos squared theta. Therefore, the expression is the required expression I write. You don't, instead of writing all that, you just write required expression is a square root of A squared into B squared. For brevity, you write magnitude of A as A. That is enough to understand. A squared B squared into sine squared theta plus cos squared theta. Sine squared theta plus cos squared theta, where A squared B squared is common. Okay? So this is equal to just A squared into B squared under root, because sine squared theta plus cos squared theta equal to 1. So which is equal to A into B. What is A? Tell me. A is 16 and B is 4. So it is equal to 16 into 4, 64. So answer is 64. D is the answer. So very easily you can write the answer. Okay? Shall go to next question. The angle between A and B is 2 pi by 3, and the projection of A in the direction of B is given to be minus 2. So what is projection of A on B? A dot B divided by magnitude of B is given to be minus 2. It's given projection of A on B is minus 2. So this implies A magnitude of A into magnitude of B into cosine of angle between A and B is 2 pi by 3. Angle between A and B is given 2 pi by 3 divided by magnitude of B is equal to minus 2. So you can cancel magnitude of B with magnitude of B. Therefore, magnitude of A into cos 2 pi by 3. What is cos 2 pi by 3? minus half is equal to minus 2. Therefore, magnitude of A is equal to minus 2 into 2, minus 2 into minus 2. So, it is plus 4. So, magnitude of A is equal to 4. So, answer is A. Next, a unit vector perpendicular to the plane containing the two vectors. So, you know that n cap is equal to A cross B divided by magnitude of A cross B. You know, unit vector perpendicular to both vectors A and B or plane containing A and B is this. So, now you consider A cross B. A cross B is equal to, you remember this way, ijk, and components of A 1, 2, 1, components of B minus 2, 1, 3. This you expand, you get I component 6 minus 1, 5i, minus component of J 3 minus of minus 2, 5, so minus 5j, plus k, remove the round column headed by k, you get 1 minus of minus 4 plus 4, so 5k. Okay. Therefore, unit vector perpendicular to both A and B is 5i minus 5j plus 5k divided by square root of magnitude of this is 5 squared plus 5 squared plus 5 squared. It is equal to, you can take 5 outside here, and it is I minus j plus k divided by, I can take 5 squared outside, it becomes 5 into root 3, cancel this with this. So, the answer is I minus j plus k divided by root 3. You search for the answer, I minus j plus k, I minus j plus k. Please see, ಇದು ನೋಡಿದ ತಕ್ಷಣ ನಿಮಗೆ ಗಾಬರಿ ಆಗ್ಬಿಡ್ತೀರಾ. Very interesting problem. See, n cap ಅಂದಾಗ, so if you have n cap perpendicular to both A and B, there is one more vector perpendicular to A and B. What is that? Minus n cap. Generally they give n cap. So if it's not there, then try for this minus of that. So minus I plus j minus k, minus I plus j minus k. Very, very good problem. This is the answer. So if n cap is a vector perpendicular to both A and B, there is one more unit vector perpendicular to that, which is minus n cap. So it's based on that. Okay, right. Now this scalar triple product of this. So usually if you go by the definition, I give two methods. Both are very interesting. One is A plus 2B minus C dot A minus B cross A minus B minus C. If you go by the definition of scalar triple product, A, this is one vector, A, B and C, A dot B cross C. Now you write this as A plus 2B minus C dot A cross A is 0 minus A cross B minus A cross B minus A cross C. A cross A is 0. Next minus B cross A minus B cross A, and minus of minus plus B cross B is 0. You ignore that. Minus of minus plus B cross C. So you have these many terms. A cross A and B cross B both I took 0. Now this is equal to A dot A cross B. A dot A cross B is 0. A dot A cross C is 0. A dot B cross A is 0. And A dot B cross C is ABC box. ABC scalar triple product of ABC. Next, B dot A cross B is 0. B dot A cross C minus 2 into BAC. You write in that order, that is very important, BAC. Next, B dot B cross A is 0. B dot B cross C is also 0. Next, minus of minus plus C dot A cross B, I can write CAB. Make sure that you are writing in the same order, CAB. And the CAC 0, CAB, here minus of minus plus CBA. and then C dot B cross C equal to 0. So these terms. Now this is ABC as it is, ABC, and if you interchange these two, you get a plus 2 times ABC, and then here CAB, ABC, BCA, they are all same, plus it is nothing but ABC, and now this is CBA. CBA is a negative of ABC, minus, if you interchange these two, A comes here, B comes here, so minus ABC it becomes, minus ABC. And this ABC minus ABC cancels, which is equal to 3 times ABC, 3ABC. The answer is 3ABC, 3ABC, so which is this. But this is very time consuming. So what we do now, I give you one very interesting formula. Suppose L1A, L2B plus L3C is one vector. The next one is M1A plus M2B plus M3C. Next one, N1A plus N2B plus N2C. If you want scalar triple product of this, make sure that it is a linear combination of ABC. This is equal to determinant L1, L2, L3, M1, M2, M3, N1, N2, N3, N1, N2, N3, the determinant into the scalar triple product of this ABC. This is a very, very interesting formula, ABC, scalar triple product of that. So if you use that, just see, now this can be written as determinant A, B, C components 1, 2, minus 1, the coefficients of ABC. Here coefficients of ABC are 1, minus 1, C coefficient is 0, and here 1, minus 1, minus 1 times box ABC. So this is the answer. This is very, very simple method. Now you expand this, 1 into 1 minus 0, minus 2 into, remove the row and column head by that, minus 1 minus 0 is minus 1, and plus minus 1 into, remove the row and column head by this, minus 1 plus 1, that is equal to 0. That whole thing into box ABC it is. Now simplify this, it is 1 plus 2, 3, 3 times box ABC, throw 3 into box ABC. So you get the same result. So very simple time saving method. Okay, this is a very good problem. Don't waste time on integration by parts. You can do it by integration by parts, but very time consuming. So what I do, this function cot inverse x is not odd. If it's odd function, minus 3 to plus 3, you can write directly 0, but it's not odd function. But what I do now, I write it as minus 3 to plus 3, pi by 2 minus tan inverse x. You know that tan inverse x plus cot inverse x equal to pi by 2. So using that, you get a cot inverse x equal to pi by 2 minus tan inverse x. You know that minus a to plus a, any odd function integral is 0. Therefore, this is equal to just pi by 2 into integral minus 3 to plus 3, 1 dx. I have taken pi by 2 outside the integral sign. This is equal to pi by 2 into x between minus 3 and plus 3, which is equal to pi by 2 into 3 minus of minus 3, 6, which is equal to 3 pi. Therefore, the answer is A. The answer is 3 pi. Now, integral of 1 over root x plus x root x. So you must bring it to a standard form using a suitable substitution. So you reduce it to a stage where you can think of substitution. What I do now, 1 over 1 plus x into root x. I take root x outside. Now you know this can be written as integral 1 over 1 plus root x whole squared. This is very, very important adjustment into, tell me, what is derivative of root x? 1 over 2 root x. So I just multiply by 2 and compensate by dividing by 2. So this 2 cancels. Now if you take this as t, this becomes 1 over 2 root x becomes dt. So this integral becomes 2 into, that is equal to 2 into integral 1 over 2 root x dx is dt divided by 1 plus t squared, where we have taken t is equal to square root of x. That's substitution. So which is equal to 2 into tan inverse of square root of x, tan inverse root x, 2 tan inverse root x, 2 tan inverse root x plus c. Answer is this. Okay, plus c you can, that is the answer. 28th problem. It's a problem on integration by partial fraction. So let us take 2x minus 1 divided by x minus 1 into x plus 2 into x minus 3 equal to a divided by x minus 1 plus b divided by x plus 2 plus c divided by x minus 3. That rule you know how to resolve into partial fraction. Now to find a, b, c, once you know a, b, c, you can get the integral a log x minus 1, b log x plus c log x minus 3, all that you get. So how do you get a? Simple technique is you just close this x minus 1 on the left hand side and put x equal to 1 in the remaining expression. 2 into 1, 2 minus 1, 1, divide by 1 plus 2, 3, and 1 minus 3 minus 2, which is equal to minus 1 by 6. Minus 1 by 6 is in A and D. So B and C cannot be the answer. You can easily eliminate. Now to get the value of B, I close x plus 2 on the left hand side in the denominator and put x equal to minus 2 in the remaining expression. It is minus 2 into minus 2 minus 2, minus 1 is minus 5, divided by minus 2 minus 1 is minus 3, and here minus 2 minus 3 is minus 5, which is equal to minus 5 cancels, it becomes minus 1 by 3. So minus 1 by 3, you have minus 1 by 3. Okay. So you have eliminated already this answer. B and C you have eliminated. So between these two, just see, one is 1 by 3, another is minus 1 by 3. So naturally, it has to be this answer, D. So D is the answer for this. But you find out C now. That is a very interesting one. C is, denominator of C is x minus 3. Close this and put x equal to 3 in the remaining. 2 into 3, you have 6 minus 1, 5, divided by, put x equal to 3 in the remaining expression. 3 minus 1 is 2, and 3 plus 2 is 5, and that's equal to 1 over 2. So you can easily say this is the answer. But what is the better method? Andre, just analyze A, B, C, D, and all the 4 choices. See the coefficient, minus half, 1 by 5, 1 by 3, 1 by 2. They're all different in this position. But if you see the first one, minus 1 by 6, minus 1 by 6. If you here 1 by 6, 1 by 6 equal, 1 by 3, 1 by 3, you cannot distinguish. But if you see C value, minus half, plus 1 by 5, 1 by 3 and 1 by 2, they are all different. Therefore, it is not necessary to find all the values of this ABC. Just find C now because they are all different. So C is equal to, this is the way you do it in the examination. 5 seconds is sufficient. Put x equal to 3 in this, removing this expression. 2, 3 is 6 minus 1, 5, divided by 3 minus 1 is 2 and 3 plus 2 is 5, which is equal to half. I can eliminate A, B, C. Directly I can go to the answer D. That's an interesting method. Okay. Next question. So this is a greatest integer function. You know greatest integer function is a, shall I take now? Okay. So we shall take up 29th problem. So greatest integer function is, you know, greatest integer not exceeding that number. Okay. So this can be written as 0 to 1 greatest integer x squared plus integral 1 to root 2 greatest integer x squared plus integral root 2 to root 3 greatest integer x squared dx plus root 3 to 2 greatest integer x squared. So you must understand why we split the integral into the 4 terms, because between 0 squared and 1 squared it is always between 0 and 1. Between 1 and root 2 the square of x is always between 1 and 2. Between root 2 and root 3 this x squared lies between 2 and 3, and between root 3 and 2 the square is between 3 and 4. So you must see that always this lies between two successive integers. Then only you can give the value. So this becomes now integral 0 to 1 0 dx, because between 0 and 1 greatest integer is 0, plus 1 to root 2, between 1 and root 2 it's always between 1 and 2, so it becomes 1 dx, plus root 2 to root 3 2 dx, plus integral root 3 to 2, between 3 and 4 it is always 3 dx. Now you integrate, this is 0, this is equal to x between 1 and root 2 plus 2x between root 2 and root 3 plus 3x between root 3 and 2. Now this is equal to, on simplification, root 2 minus 1 plus 2 into root 3 minus root 2 plus 3 into 2 minus root 3. Now you simplify, this is root 2 minus 1 plus 2 root 3 minus 2 root 2 plus 6 minus 3 root 3. Now you simplify, 6 minus 1 is 5, root 2 minus 2 root 2 is minus root 2, 2 root 3 minus 3 root 3 is minus root 3. So it is 5 minus root 2 minus root 3, 5 minus root 2 minus root 3. Answer is A. This is the answer. So we shall take a 30th problem. So this can be reduced to this form: integral square root of 1 plus x into 1 plus x divided by 1 minus x into 1 plus x. I just multiply and divide by 1 plus x so that I can remove the root sign in numerator. It becomes integral 1 plus x whole squared under root is 1 plus x divided by square root of 1 minus x squared into dx. Now this can be written as integral 1 over square root of 1 minus x squared into dx plus integral x divided by square root of 1 minus x squared. Now this is integral 0 to 1, 0 to 1. This is equal to sine inverse x. Integral of 1 over root 1 minus x squared is sine inverse x between 0 and 1. And to integrate this, what I do, I take plus 1 over minus 2, because I want minus 2 here, because derivative of 1 minus x squared is minus 2x. So I multiply by minus 2 and divide by that minus 2, root of 1 minus x squared into dx between 0 and 1. This adjustment you should know, so that I take this as t and that becomes dt. So this is equal to sine inverse 1 is pi by 2 minus sine inverse 0 is 0, that is over pi by 2. And now write carefully here, minus half into integral of this. I need not write the substitution t equal to 1 minus x squared, all that. I just do it mentally. This is dt by root t. What is dt by root t? 2 root t. You can substitute for t directly and then write 0 to 1. This is easy. You need not change the limits. Keep this in mind, t, and this is dt. dt by root t is 2 root t. And now you can cancel this with this, which is equal to pi by 2 minus this is, see here, it is root 1 minus 0, which is equal to pi by 2 minus 1. So pi by 2 minus 1 is the answer. The answer is A. Now, if alpha, beta are roots of the equation x squared plus x plus 1 equal to 0, then alpha squared plus beta squared. So from theory of equations, you know, if a quadratic equation ax squared plus bx plus c equal to 0 has two roots alpha and beta, you know that alpha plus beta is equal to minus b by a, and alpha beta is equal to c by a. This formula you have. So in this problem, equation is x squared plus x plus 1 equal to 0. So a is 1, b is 1, c is 1. So tell me, what is alpha plus beta? It is minus b by a, that is minus 1 by 1. And alpha beta is equal to c by a, that is equal to 1. Now what do you want? Alpha squared plus beta squared, which is equal to alpha plus beta whole squared minus 2 alpha beta. You know, alpha a plus b whole squared minus 2ab is this. So which is equal to alpha plus beta is minus 1 squared, minus 2 into alpha beta is 1, which is equal to 1 minus 2, that is equal to minus 1. Minus 1 is the answer. But I have another interesting method. You know that x squared plus x plus 1 equal to 0 has two roots, omega and omega squared. So they are imaginary roots of cube roots of unity. So if you know that omega and omega squared, then alpha is omega and beta is omega squared if you take. Then what is alpha squared plus beta squared? Which is equal to omega squared plus beta squared is omega to the power 4. And you remember omega cube equal to 1 and 1 plus omega squared is equal to 0. So using that, it becomes omega squared plus omega, which is equal to minus 1. Same result you get. Okay? Right. Next question, 32. The number of 4-digit numbers without repetition that can be formed using the digits 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, in which each number has 2 odd digits and 2 even digits. So it's a combination of permutation and combination. Please see, first you need to select 4 digits, 2 odd digits and 2 even digits, and then you have to form a number. So how many odd digits are there? 1, 3, 5, 7. There are 4 odd digits. And how many even digits? 2, 4, 6. So you need to select 2 odd digits. Odd digits can be chosen in 4C2 ways. Because there are 4 odd digits, you can select 4C2 ways. And you can select 3 even digits are there. So select 2 even digits in 3C2 ways. You know that there are 3 even digits. You can select in 3C2 ways. Now, how many digits you have selected? 2 plus 2, 4. These 4 digits can be arranged in how many ways? Factorial 4 ways. So this is the total number of 4-digit numbers that can be formed. So first you select the required number of digits and then you arrange them to form a number. So which becomes 4C2 is 6 into 3C2 is 3 into this is 24, which is equal to 18 into 24. 18 into 24, 18 for the 72, it is 72, 7. 18 to the 36 plus 3, 36 plus 7, 43. So 432. 432 is the answer. Please see, you need not do it completely. See the unit digits, 8 for the 32. Unit plus 2, there is only one answer with unit plus 2. So you can go for that. You need not multiply completely. So 432 is the answer. The number of terms in the expansion of this. See, you know, x squared plus y squared to the power 25 has 26 terms. That is a1, a2, a3, etc. a26. There are 26 terms. Number of terms is one more than the power, you know, binomial expansion. And x squared minus y squared to the power 25 is equal to same expansion. Only thing is you have alternate. So a1 minus a2 plus a3, etc. You minus a26 you get, because when you have even subscript it becomes minus. Now when you add or subtract, suppose you subtract, you want minus here. When you subtract, a1 cancels. So 2 times a2, a4, etc. a26. So there are 26 terms, out of which 13 terms cancel. So you get exactly 13 terms, A2, A4, etc., A26. So there are 13 terms. Very easily you can say the number of terms is 13. Okay. Next, the third term of a geometric progression is 9. A r squared is given to be 9. The third term of a GP is given to be 9, AR squared. The product of its first 5 terms is AR, AR squared, AR cube, AR to the power 4. These are the first 5 terms of a GP. What is product of this? You can multiply now. A to the power 5. R into R squared, R cube, R to the power 4 is R to the power 10. You know, this is equal to AR squared to the power 5. What is AR squared to the power 5? You know AR squared is 9. 9 to the power 5. 9 to the power 5 is nothing but 3 squared to the power 5. That is 3 to the power of 10. 3 power 10 is the answer. So answer is C. Next question, you have a line cuts off equal intercepts on the coordinate axis. The angle made by this line with positive direction of x-axis. Please see, you have a line cuts off equal intercepts on the coordinate axis. Equal means equal in sign also. So you have line making equal intercepts. Both x-intercept and y-intercepts are equal. So equation is given by x divided by a plus y divided by b is a again, because x and y intercepts are equal, is equal to 1. So equation is x plus y is equal to a. This is in the form ax plus by plus c equal to 0. So slope of this line is, what is slope of this line? Minus 1 by 1 minus 1. So you know slope definition. Slope is nothing but tan of the angle made by the line with x-axis, positive direction. So tan theta is equal to minus 1. Therefore, theta is equal to 135 degrees. So answer is D. So very easily you can get that. The next one, this is on integration by parts. Here we use this very interesting rule. We call it Leibniz rule. Integral of u into v into dx. Very, very interesting rule is equal to u into v1 minus u dash into v2 plus u double dash into v3 minus u triple dash into v4 plus minus etc. Here u dash, u double dash, u triple dash stand for successive derivatives, and v1, v2, v3, v4 etc. stand for successive integrals. So here u is x cube. You take u as x cube and v as sin 3x into dx. Now you write, use this formula. U, what is u? X cube into v1 means integral of this. What is that? Minus cos 3x divided by 3. Next, minus u dash. What is that? 3x squared into v2 means integral of this, which is minus sin 3x divided by one more 3 will join, it becomes 9. Next, alternately plus minus etc. So it is plus 6x into derivative of this into integral of this is plus cos 3x divided by 27, because 9 3s are 27. And last one, minus derivative of this is 6 into integral of this is sin 3x divided by 81. This is the answer. But in this case, you need not do completely. Just do one thing. This is the answer. Minus x cube cos 3x by 3. Minus x cube cos 3x by 3. Where do you find that? Minus x cube cos 3x by 3. You have here, not here, here and here. Next, see the second term. Minus of minus plus. 3 cancels. So you have plus x squared sin 3x by 3 plus x squared sin 3x by 3. You should not see this now. Plus x squared sin 3x by 3. This is not true. Plus x squared sin 3x by 3. This is true. and this is also true. So only you are left with only two answers, C and D. Now see the third term. 3 2s are 3 9s are 2 cos 3x by 9, 2 cos 3x by 9 plus 2 cos 3x by 9, 2 cos 2x cos 3x by 9 plus here and minus here. So this is the one. So you can go to the answer C. No need to write completely. Okay, this is the very, very interesting method. So we shall take up 37th question. Area of the region above x-axis included between the parabola y squared equal to x. Y squared equal to x, you call this equation 1. And the circle x squared plus y squared is equal to 2x. You call this equation 2. Now, by solving to get the point of intersection, I put y squared equal to x here, x squared plus x equal to 2x, that gives you x squared minus x equal to 0. So x into x minus 1 equal to 0. So the two curves meet at 0, x equal to 0 and x equal to 1. Now this is a circle not centered at origin. So I bring this to standard form, x squared minus 2x plus y squared equal to 0, which can be written as x minus 1 whole squared plus y squared. I have x squared minus 2x plus one extra term. I add 1 to right hand side also. So this is a circle centered at 1 comma 0 and radius 1. So we can draw diagram now. In this Cartesian plane, you have origin here. This is x-axis. This is y-axis. You have circle centered at 1 comma 0. Here 1 0 and radius 1. You have this circle. Take this circle centered at 1, radius equal to 1, centered at 1 comma 0. And the next one is parabola, which meets the curve at 0 and 1, at x equal to 0 and x equal to 1. This is the parabola. So this is the required area. You can see the diagram above x-axis given. Above x-axis and between parabola and the circle is this required region, is this shaded region. So you can easily see here, circle makes more area than the parabola. Therefore, required area is area made by the circle in this first part. Only this part is enough. What is area of the circle? It is pi r squared by 4. So it is nothing but pi by 4 into r is nothing but 1. So first part is the area of the circle divided by 4. Okay, well, that is one part of 1/4 of the circle, minus area made by this parabola between 0 and 1. So it is integral 0 to 1. Equation of the parabola y squared equal to x, it becomes y equal to root x into dx. So which is equal to pi by 4 minus x to the power 3 by 2 divided by 3 by 2 between 0 and 1, because x power half is integral of x power half is x power half plus 1 by half plus 1. So pi by 4 minus 2 by 3, this goes up, into 1 power anything is 1 minus 0, which is equal to pi by 4 minus 2 by 3. So pi by 4 minus 2 by 3. Don't waste time in integrating that equation of this circle also. Not necessary. Okay. So answer is D there. Okay. The next one, area of the region bounded by y-axis y equal to cos x and y equal to sin x, bounded by y-axis y equal to cos x and y equal to sin x. Again, without diagram, you cannot get the interval 0, origin, x-axis, y-axis, between 0 and pi by 2, 0 and pi by 2. I take y equal to cos x, y equal to cos x up to pi by 2. You know cos 0 is 1, cos pi by 2 is 0. This is cosine graph. Cos pi by 2 is 0. Sine graph, sin 0 is 0 and sin pi by 2 is 1. Sin pi by 2 is 1. It comes to this. And they meet at pi by 4. you know, sine and cos are equal at pi by 4. Now what is the required area? Please see, area bounded by y-axis. This is one boundary, and y cos x and sin x. The required area is this. The shaded region is the required area. So that is very, very easy to write now. It's the required area is integral 0 to pi by 4, because you know where they intersect, 0 to pi by 4, area made by this function, that is cos x, minus area made by this function, that is sin x. So it is cos x minus sin x into dx. Not sin x minus cos x, because this makes more area than this. Okay. Now this is equal to integral of cos x is sin x, integral of minus sin x is plus cos x. You know that integral of sin x is minus cos x, minus of minus cos x, between 0 and pi by 4, which is equal to sin pi by 4 1 by root 2 plus cos pi by 4 1 by root 2 minus sin 0 0 plus cos 0 1. So 1 by root 2 plus 1 by root 2 is 2 by root 2, which is equal to root 2 minus 1 square units. So answer is root 2 minus 1 square units. This is the answer. The integrating factor of the differential equation. So write this equation in the form, see, I first write dy by dx. Dy by dx equal to, see there, y divided by 2x plus 3y squared. Very clearly it is not linear equation. Integrating factor, you think of that only when it is a linear equation. This is not linear in y, but I take the reciprocal, dx by dy is equal to 2x plus 3y squared divided by y. We can write this as dx by dy. You just change the role of x and y now. So dx by dy minus 2 divided by y into x is equal to 3y squared by y, that is cy, which is linear differential equation in x, linear in x. So what is the integrating factor? Integrating factor is e to the power of integral minus 2 by y dy. ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಕೇರ್ಫುಲ್ ಆಗಿ ನೋಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ, ಇದು ನಾಟ್ ಲೀನಿಯರ್ ಇನ್ y but it is linear in x, which is equal to e to the power of minus 2 log y, and that is equal to e to the power of log of y to the power of minus 2 ಆಗುತ್ತೆ, which is equal to 1 over y squared. So integrating factor, you want only integrating factor, it's equal to 1 over y squared. So answer is D here. Okay. The equation of the curve passing through the point 1 1 such that slope of the tangent at any point x comma y is equal to the product of its coordinates. See, at any point x comma y, let us take a point x comma y, that point, the slope of the tangent, what is that? Dy by dx is given to be product of its coordinates. So x and y are the coordinates. So this is given differential equation. You have to construct the problem based on these wordings. This can be written as 1 over y into dy is equal to x into dx. You have to separate variables to integrate. You want equation of the curve. Curve passes through means solution for this. So you integrate this, it is log y. Log y is equal to x squared divided by 2 plus a constant c. By integrating you get this. Now given that the curve passes through 1 1, so when you put x equal to 1, y equal to 1, 1 1 lies on this. Therefore 1 1 lies on this curve. Using this you get the value of c. Log 1, that is 0, equal to 1 by 2 plus c. Therefore c is equal to minus half. Therefore the equation of the curve is log y is equal to x squared by 2 minus 1 by 2. Now tell me, cross multiply, you get 2 log y. 2 log y is equal to x squared minus 1. 2 log y equal to x squared minus 1. Where is it? 2 log y equal to x squared minus 1. So solution is C.